My secret, and toss it. All of my fish, we're just gonna get a little scoop of them. There you go, a little over a foot. Really close there. I actually wanna take a drink of it. This is the entrance, right in the water, just so you can kind of get an idea. Microbe-Lift.
Hana Hui A Maui.
Aloha, my ohana. It is your boy back with another aquatic adventure. Now, if you're new to the channel, we talk about everything in the aquarium hobby. Beautiful weather here in Northern California. It's the perfect day to create this video for you guys. Tiki Falls, over my shoulder, you can see it in the background. This is like the first true season it's been through. Now, I've had it for almost a year. It's like going on 11 months now, and we're gonna do an update. I wanna show you guys what the pond is looking like after a pretty grueling, for Northern California, winter season and fall. But I'm gonna show you guys the things that I do to keep my pond looking the way it does throughout the entire year. And those two words are Microbe-Lift. Check it out. Now, although my pond isn't complete, we still have to do this video. This is the entrance right here of the pond. You can actually step into the pond. It's maybe less than a foot deep right here. And then we have a staircase that we actually built. Shout out to my boy Dennis Rishi for helping me create this beautiful man-made paradise of a pond for my babies here. Look at them all. Now, this, like I was saying earlier in the video, is the first season, and honestly guys, this is the first season I have never lost a fish. I have some smaller koi fish in here. All of my fish are in great health. You can see how active they are, swimming around. Absolutely gorgeous. Now, the clarity of this pond is what gets people. I have friends, I have family that come over, and the first thing they say when they see the pond is, oh my gosh, it's so clear.
Are we clear? Crystal.
And that was the goal, to have a pond with a gravel base and rock base. This is about a little over a foot here in this shelf area here. There's a lot of ponds out there that are very pea color water, green water. I'm not saying that that is bad. Sometimes that water quality is great. But for me, I wanted a clear pond that you can see straight to the bottom. By the way, that's just under 4 feet right there, the very bottom there. And you can see the fish perfect. Now, as we scoot down this way, down there at the very end is a little over 4 feet by the skimmer, right where that bubbler is, right there in that section. Even though there's a lot of water agitation, you can still see clear to the bottom. We are slowly approaching spring. We are like mid-March right now. And I get a lot of comments down in the comment section of my videos asking me what I do to keep my pond crystal clear. Like, this doesn't even look like it's water, but it is. As you can see, this is where I have my plants and whatnot, and then the shelf drops down to this shelf area right here, and then it drops another foot down into the deeper end, and so on. Microbe-Lift is a family-owned and operated business in the good old US of A. Based in Cape Coral, Florida, Ecological Laboratories is an international biotechnology company specializing in the development of production of microbial products for the natural treatment of environmental issues associated with the various uses of water and recycling of organic matter. Microbe-Lift isn't new to the game, guys. It started in 1976. That's 48 years, approaching that 50-year mark. They are veterans in this game. Just like most cities and towns having recycling programs to reduce the amount of solid waste for disposal, nature has been doing its own version of recycling since the beginning of time. It does this because it is necessary to return the basic building blocks of life back into the biosphere in order to sustain life. Bacteria are nature's recyclers, and Ecological Laboratories produces Microbe-Lift PL, one of the world's best bioaugmentation products that allow nature to keep up with new man-made compounds and also concentrations of pollutants that are higher than that would normally occur in nature. This product is made up of special formula of beneficial bacteria, which when introduced to a polluted area, immediately begins to reproduce and to degrade the compounds in the water or solid that cause pollution and its resulting bad odors and damage to the environment. Microbe-Lift products clean the environment, getting rid of the pollutants in an all-natural way by breaking them down to their basic elements and returning them to the biosphere. Because Microbe-Lift products are also biodegradable and non-toxic, they are safe to use around humans, pets, and wildlife. They are truly some of the most environmentally friendly products available. Ecological Laboratories uses outside testing labs for independent analysis of their products. Product testing and monitoring is done regularly and is an important part of their quality control process and their concern for quality assurance. All right, so if you're a pond owner or a soon-to-be pond owner, or maybe it's in your mind you want to someday have a pond in your backyard,
how do we get crystal clear?
I'm going to share with you guys my secret Microbe-Lift recipe that I use for my pond that keeps it nice and clean, clear, and super healthy for my water babies. Let's go find out what I use. Come on. All right, the first thing I'm going to share with you guys is Microbe-Lift Oxy Pond Cleaner, or better known as OPC. This uses the power of oxygen to safely yet immediately break down accumulative organic debris on rocks, streams, and waterfalls. OPC also helps prevent odors. If you want to really get your money's worth, you can also use this to clean your decks, planters, and lawn furniture. This is a multi-cleaning formula here. And of course, you already know it's non-toxic and safe for the environment, so don't be scared, all right? Basically, you'll just sprinkle it in shallow areas. Like this area here is probably about a foot. And what I do is I sprinkle it down in this area. It settles to the bottom, even on the rocks over here. So if you want to sprinkle it on your rock section, this thing works right on contact. And I'm going to actually grab a little bit and show you guys how it works too. All right, as we pop the lid, as you can see, it kind of looks like detergent. So we're just going to get a little scoop of this, and I'm going to show you guys. I'm going to sprinkle it here in the shallow area, just so you can kind of get an idea of how it works. It drops down to the bottom there, as you can see. It settles in right there. Right there at the bottom is a little pump or a wave maker. I'm going to sprinkle some of it right there, and you'll be able to see it below. There you go. You see it below all the way to that other side over there. I want to actually sprinkle some of it on the rock here for you guys. Right here. Boom. Let that just settle in on that rock there, and it is going to work. And I'm going to sprinkle it over there on those rocks. See how it's got that little grimy grudge on it? So we're going to go ahead and sprinkle some of that on there. Here's that little rock section that I was showing you guys earlier. So we just sprinkle this right in this area here. It settles in on the rocks. You can see it sinks. You can see it on the rocks over there where we sprinkled it. And that's it. It'll just dissolve. And don't worry, it is perfectly safe for your fish. Next up to bat is Microbe-Lift Algae, or Algae, however you want to pronounce that, 5.4. It stops algae growth for use in ponds. Now, I've been using this ever since I actually put water in this pond. I use it when the algae is starting to get a little out of control. If you ever see a pond and it's green water, this will clear that up, get rid of that pea soup color water. It will kill all of the algae. So if you have a lot of long hair green algae in your pond, this right here will definitely take care of it. If you're going to use Algae, it really helps to have a lot of aeration in your pond. You might want to put in some extra air stones in there, because it does take away some of the oxygen from the water. So you definitely want to keep your water heavily oxygenated for the fish. All right, next up is Microbe-Lift PL. This right here is the #1 pond clarifier on the market. This is definitely my go-to. For those of you that know the hobby, everybody knows Microbe-Lift PL is the game changer. The benefits include creating a cleaner environment for your pond, promoting overall fish health. Now listen to this. It reduces toxic ammonia and nitrite within the pond, keeping fish healthy. It helps establish denitrification in the filter, which will lower nitrate levels in the pond and reduce frequency of water changes. That right there is a game changer. It helps dissolve organic sludge and seeds and maintains biological filters, helps break down dead algae, and can be used at water temperatures down to 45 degrees Fahrenheit, 7 degrees Celsius. Microbe-Lift PL separates itself from all of its competition because it contains, listen to this now, Ohana, okay, this is super important, the broadest spectrum of microorganisms available in any biological product. It will help balance pond's ecosystem. So it includes aerobic, facultative, anaerobic, photosynthetic, and chemosynthetic bacteria. A lot of different bacteria in this bottle here. Most people find that using Microbe-Lift PL will significantly reduce your pond maintenance. Go to Ohana Microbe-Lift PL.
Here is a look at Ecological Laboratories technology under a microscope at 400 times magnification. This is a droplet that was taken from a container of finished product. The small objects are individual bacteria, many of which are forming clusters around the large particles, which are the food source. The different shapes of the bacteria indicate different species, which corresponds to a broad range of functionality. Notice how the bacteria are vigorously active despite having come directly from the container. This demonstrates a key component of Ecological Laboratories technology in that we can provide immediately active bacteria to the end user, yet still have a substantial shelf life.
Next up is Microbe-Lift Sludge Away. Now, Sludge Away and Microbe-Lift PL, they kind of work hand in hand. I'll explain why. Sludge Away was designed especially for ponds with rock and gravel bottoms, which I have 2 yards of gravel in my pond. So if you have a gravel bottom pond, this is something that you definitely want to look at. Sludge Away is specifically formulated blend of microbes and organics with the sole job of eating away sludge and pond muck. Sludge Away can remove organic bottom solids at a rate of 1 to 3 inches per month if used correctly. Dosing is easy. You only need 1 ounce for every 100 gallons of water. Sludge Away is recommended to be used with Microbe-Lift PL. That's why I say they work hand in hand for optimum results. It's also 80% faster than competitive products. It disperses quickly and it's organic microbial base. Sludge Away will perform faster when temperatures are higher, but yet effective to use all year round. Sludge Away is safe for the environment. It contains 100% natural ingredients. So shout out to Microbe-Lift Sludge Away. This is gonna keep your gravel at the bottom of your pond clean. All right, so this is what I like to do with Sludge Away, especially in this section here, which is a little shallow. I like to pour a little bit in this area here. So you're gonna see it. I don't want you guys to be scared, all right? It looks like black ink in your pond. So remember I talked about earlier how this stuff works really good with Microbe-Lift PL. We're gonna pour some of this in there with the Microbe-Lift Sludge Away. And let me just uncap that and shake this up a little bit. And now we're gonna pour in some of the Microbe-Lift PL. Whew, this stuff stinks so good. So same amount as we did. Boom. Like I said earlier, Sludge Away works hand in hand with Microbe-Lift PL, natural, safe, beneficial bacteria. But I also want to let you know, I like to pour some Sludge Away in my skimmer, so it's going right into my filter along, I call this the chaser. Microbe-Lift PL, natural, beneficial bacteria that's going to go right into my filter. That's my combo that I like to do. All right, my next go-to Microbe-Lift item is Microbe-Lift Concentrated Barley Straw Extract. Now, barley is extremely popular as a water treatment and conditioning aid that acts to bind nutrients, buffer the water, maximize water clarity, and provide a mature, natural ecosystem in your pond. Microbe-Lift offers concentrated barley straw extract. This is this bad boy in liquid form. Now, a lot of people have used like the standard barley bales. They come like in a little like pack, and a lot of people will just grab those and toss those in their pond. Those traditional ways, it takes maybe 6 to 8 months to see any type of progress in the clarity of your water. It looks unpleasant in the pond. You know, the little particles of barley float around in the pond. It goes into your skimmer. It could jam up your bottom drain too as well. And it just makes your pond look not pleasant to the eye. You know what I mean? Microbe-Lift liquid form has 0 of these problems. It will start to work instantly and you will start to see results. Ready for this? In 6 to 8 days. Not 6 to 8 months like traditional barley takes. Right here, another game changer, guys. Microbe-Lift Pond concentrated barley straw extract. All right, next up is a very important one. This is Microbe-Lift Autumn Winter Prep. Super important, especially for the autumn and the winter seasons. During the season, your pond will accumulate debris, leaves, twigs, sludge, etc. You know, all that good stuff that falls into your pond. Microbe-Lift Autumn Winter Prep is a cold weather bacteria. It is a bacteria strain used to accelerate and break down the leaves, the twigs, and organic matter during the winter months. It's a two-part system. It's a liquid bacteria, which is in this jug right here, and a dry packet that contains cellulose, enzymes, and bacteria used to break down those organic all winter long. Right there. See that right there? That is what breaks down the organics all winter long. That packet right there. And that bag you just throw in the water. It dissolves on contact. It may take a second, it'll float around, but then it'll dissolve and sink to the bottom. Now the liquid takes care of the initial breakdown. This product sustains biological activity even in water temperatures, listen to this, below 40 degrees Fahrenheit, 4 degrees Celsius. Using this product in fall and winter will help jumpstart your pond to a healthier environment in the spring. Now you might be saying to yourself, well, what about, when spring and summer come along? Don't worry guys, Microbe-Lift makes a Microbe-Lift spring/summer cleaner as well. I will definitely be using the spring summer cleaner as soon as that summer hits and spring is in full effect. So stay tuned for an up and coming video where I will share with you the summer and spring cleaner that Microbe-Lift produces. But let me show you how I use this. Now I give this container a really good shake, pour in the desired amount, and ooh wee, this stuff smells stinks so good. All right, so I'm standing up by the waterfall section. I like to pour this right in the waterfall, and then I'll save some of it, and then what I'll do next is I'll grab one of the packets and toss it right here in the deep end, and you'll see that slowly start to dissolve and make its way down. So I'll grab one of the packets and toss it right there in the shallow area there. You can do it however you want to, and I kind of use the liquid form to just kind of shower on it, and I like to pour it in the area where I put the packets. Not that that matters, but there you go. See how it just dissolves? It just falls down to the bottom, and all that goodness, all that cold water bacteria is gonna get released. So I like the fact that it does that, but look at the fish. They're so curious. They're like, hey, is that food? All right, so now that we added our Microbe-Lift Autumn Winter Prep, this is my go-to when it comes to conditioning my water, Microbe-Lift Aqua Extreme. Now, this solution here is gonna get rid of all the chlorine, chloramines, and heavy metals in the water when I actually add new water to my pond. This right here, definitely a must if you don't live on a well. I don't have well water, I have city water, so you definitely got to condition your water before you add it. Got to go with this. And then lastly, I like to use Pond Microbe-Lift Bloom and Grow Aquatic Plant Supplement. This is what I use for my aquatic plants in my pond. Now, if you're curious about its ingredients, it contains iron and potassium to help promote green leaves, contains micro and macro nutrients, contains vitamins and amino acids, contains essential primary and secondary nutrients. So that's pretty much the base of this Microbe-Lift Bloom and Grow. So if you guys were wondering about what the ingredients is and what it does for your plants, there you go. So let's go ahead and add some of this to our plants. As you can see, I got the desired amount. It's a nice purple juice looking thing. I actually want to take a drink of it. It looks good. Anyways, you see my aquatic plants that I have here? I just poured a little bit down inside this area here. And I'll pour a little bit over here where I have my canna, my taro that I'll pour a little there, a little bit here with my canna, a little bit here with my iris, and then I have another one hit right in the roots. There you go. I have a little bit more. And what I like to do, since I really can't reach the area of where my pond lilies are and those planters, by the way, look at the water here, huh? So I just like to pour a little bit right over it, a little bit right over there. If you look really close there, look you can see some new growth of my pond lilies. Man, this water is looking so nice. So now you guys have a more in detailed idea of what I use for my 8,500 gallon koi pond, Tiki Falls. This is my Microbe-Lift secret recipe that I use. Now that the weather is getting better here in Northern California, there's going to be a lot more content on Tiki Falls, so stay tuned for that. And you guys know my secret recipe. All of the Microbe-Lift products that I use on my 8,500 gallon pond, Tiki Falls. As you can see, my fish extremely active, none of them sick, no casualties, thanks to Microbe-Lift. I really appreciate you, Microbe-Lift. Big shout out to Abby and the entire Microbe-Lift family on the East Coast, Cape Coral, Florida. Love you guys, and I love you, my ohana. I'll see you guys on the next video. Take care. Much love and aloha.
Hana